All right, afternoon, everybody. So I'll start with some news I've just been made aware of, really in the last basically 30 minutes. Certainly aware of that Nate Hobbs is involved in an incident.
Based off of what has been happening to the Las Vegas Raiders over this past year, one would have to assume that if there's one mistake that any player on the team would not make, it's at the very least not driving under the influence. I mean, you shouldn't drive under the influence regardless, but I think if there's one thing that really hammered it home, it's watching what happened over this past year, 2 months ago, to Henry Ruggs. So before we get to the content, man, we're giving away $500 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. We're giving away another $500 to a follower of ours on Instagram. And now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? This is actually happening. The Las Vegas Raiders might have had the most, actually no, I don't even know if I could say that with confidence. I was going to say the Las Vegas Raiders had the most tumultuous season out of every NFL team to date, but I think they're competing with the likes of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We saw what just happened with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday, which we do have an update on Antonio Brown coming to you guys really soon. But the Las Vegas Raiders, from the John Gruden email incident, which you could go out and say he was targeted, you could go out and say that he deserved to be fired. Needless to say, the entire incident in of itself was absolutely crazy. And then very shortly after John Gruden gets canceled or resigns, you have the Henry Ruggs incident, where Henry Ruggs decided to go to Top Golf, which I don't know who does this, goes to Top Golf, gets really drunk out of his mind. 6 hours later, he is driving at 160 miles per hour in his Corvette, drunk out of his mind, crashes into a poor woman and ends up killing the woman and her dog. Actually, the woman didn't even die as a result of direct impact. Rather, she died because she was barricaded into her car and the car was burning and she burned alive. Very gruesome way to die. Henry Ruggs, as a result, got released and pretty much threw his life away as a result of this. And bear in mind, this is a guy that was a transcendent talent. He was the first wide receiver taken in a very good wide receiver draft class. But right after that happened, literally a week later, I am not kidding, the next Las Vegas Raiders draft pick that was drafted a few picks after Henry Ruggs. Bear in mind, it's very rare to have 2 first-round picks 5 picks away from each other in the NFL draft. And once you do get yourself into a situation like that, you need to treat that situation like your draft picks are gold. Literally, I'm looking at you, Trent Baalke. You don't throw away those draft picks on running backs after having a 1,000-yard rusher. But I digress. So afterwards, the Las Vegas Raiders first-round draft pick from a few picks later, Damion Arnett, took a video of himself threatening to kill somebody.
Hey, pull up, lame ass. I swear to God, I will kill you. On everything I love, I will kill you, nigga. You talking crazy. Talking about that shit 5 minutes away. The fuck? Like, I really did kill you, nigga. I real deal kill you, my nigga. I will real deal kill you, my nigga. And I ain't the only one here, too, nigga. We got a whole...
Now, luckily for Damion Arnett, his incident was stupid, but it didn't kill anybody, and thankfully, at least he is getting a second chance. This brings us to where we are currently. After a very tumultuous season that started out very promisingly for the Las Vegas Raiders, it seems like yet another player is getting hit for a DUI. Now, thankfully, this player didn't kill anyone or harm anyone. Now, it's important to note, man, that Nate Hobbs is actually a remarkable cornerback. I mean, at the time that I'm recording this video, a player that was literally a 5th round selection currently has 50 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 21 stops, 1 interception, and has been fairly solid in run defense as well. Don't just look at this as, oh, it's a Las Vegas Raiders 5th round pick that was drafted this year and wasn't that important to the team. No, Nate Hobbs especially stepped up this year and took advantage of the fact that the Las Vegas Raiders had a very thin defensive back unit, especially once Damion Arnett got released. Pretty much, here's what we have so far. According to TMZ, Las Vegas Raiders cornerback Nate Hobbs was arrested for a DUI just hours after the team's huge win over the Indianapolis Colts, after cops say the rookie was found passed out in his car in Las Vegas. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Sports that cops responded to the Cromwell Hotel around 4 a.m. on Monday after they say witnesses saw Hobbs asleep at the wheel on a parking lot exit ramp. Our sources say officers made contact with the football player and eventually arrested him after they claimed that he did not do well in field sobriety tests. Jail records show the 22-year-old was booked into the Clark County Detention Center at 6:38 a.m. A jail official tells us that Hobbs was booked on one count of misdemeanor DUI and is currently in the process of being released from custody. The jail official added that Hobbs has a court date set for May. Hobbs started as a corner for the Raiders in their win against the Colts on Sunday and recorded 4 combined tackles. The arrest comes just 2 months after Hobbs' former teammate Henry Ruggs was accused of driving drunk and slamming his Corvette into 23-year-old Tina Tinter's RAV4. Tinter's vehicle caught on fire and officials determined she burned to death. So it's not nearly as intense or nearly as tragic as what happened to Henry Ruggs, but it could have been. Now, we're getting more information on this situation as things are going on. This is what Rich Bisaccia had to say.
So I'll start with some news I've just been made aware of, really in the last basically 30 minutes. Certainly aware of that Nate Hobbs is involved in an incident, and we're just trying to collect as much information as we possibly can on what exactly happened and what the situation is and where he's at with that. That being said, that's all I have really on that at this particular time, because that's all I know.
Hobbs' attorneys, David Chesnoff and Richard Schoenfeld, told TMZ Sports that the facts and circumstances related by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to the news media leave serious concerns that this does not qualify as a DUI under Nevada law. So here's what I'm assuming the argument is, and it's really hard for me to picture this because I'm trying to imagine what they mean when they say he was passed out on a parking lot exit ramp. You know, if he was like in a parking lot spot and he was passed out, then I don't think this is grounds for any arrest. But if he was like blocking traffic by falling asleep in his car, then I could understand what the concern was, because that would make it seem like he was making an attempt to drive the vehicle. But I'm trying to imagine, like, if you're in a parking lot exit ramp, whenever you are in a parking lot exit ramp, chances are you just got into your car and you're leaving the parking lot. So did he get into his car, pull out of his parking spot, started driving towards the exit ramp, and then falls asleep at the exit ramp? Or was it a situation where he was parked near an exit ramp, got into his car, decided, hey, I might be a little drunk, decided to take a little bit of a nap, and then cops found him? So that's what I need to know about this situation currently, but the title of what's going on for the most part doesn't sound good at all whatsoever, and this could probably disturb you even more so if you're a Las Vegas Raiders fan. Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys think about all this, man. I'm gonna try to keep you guys up to date on the situation. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.